picks up pretty much everything.
Oh, perfect.
And then this one is like if you wanted to say something to the like talk to the camera. All right, we're good.
All right, cameras rolling. Big Bear Podcast number 1. Mike, South Wheeling Pawn Shop, up first.
All right. Yeah, so we got there's a local pawn shop down in South Wheeling, and Mike's the owner here. And Nathan,
Wolf.
the wolf, he decided to go pawn his guitar. And then
We really have to put that in there?
talk to talk to Mike and see if we could get Mike on the podcast. And we just wanted to go over, how you started and all that, and
What it's like to run a small business in the High Valley.
yeah. Did you have anything for us? Any questions for us?
How'd you guys get started on the podcast? What gave you the idea?
Well, for me, he came up to you last year sometime about the movie.
Right. Very
And
interesting.
yeah, and I wanted to start the movie, and we kind of got like a rough draft done of it, and I put it up on YouTube, and we can show you that if you wanted to check that out. But we got that up on YouTube, and we're only getting 500, 600 views on it. So now we're trying to get a bigger following, and so we want to get people from around the area to come and do a podcast and talk about their lives, and then we can talk about our lives a little bit, and try and get people interested in our movie, and just build a bigger following.
Well, it helps to have guests that people like. I don't know if I'm the right guest to get your following out.
Oh, I'm
You're fitting right in already.
Yeah, I'm
You
sure.
gotta have people that the community like.
Yeah.
No, we did the movie and then just bullshitting. I watch a lot of Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz,
Oh, yeah.
Tom Segura, stuff like that. And just, hey, let's try it. And we'll sit here for hours and bullshit and just started filming ourselves. And it's like, hey, let's get just people on.
Some fresh people
somebody,
in here. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some different ideas.
I'm trying to get, I haven't approached him yet. Jody from Gumby's the owner. He has
Oh,
like
okay.
40, 50 stores. I'm eventually going to get him, some of the managers that I know. I plan on asking Old Man Jensen eventually. And then any Jensen supplies, landscaping supplies.
Oh, okay.
Out there
Thank
on
you for
88.
Sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then maybe some local bands like the Clerks, very, locally famous. They play at Generations all the time. Some other things. His dad he plays in a band. They're at Eagles all the time. Maybe just start talking and get some people over here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully somebody takes interest between serious conversation and just bucking off. Beep, beep.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to ask first? You want me to get it started, or?
Yeah. Well, did you have any other questions for us or anything?
Oh, no, not really. I really like what you've done with the place. It's a great start.
yeah.
It reminds me of my shop, my home.
Just in the shed. We work with what we got.
We used to, I call it the employee lounge now, or now it's a studio, but that used to be the studio where you just hang out all the time after work, before work, and then move down here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your side gig, the podcast?
Yeah. It's well, I do Big Bear. I started Big Bear, and I started that about 6 or 7 years ago, and then after doing that for a couple of years, I kind of I love Big Bear, and I definitely want to be with it forever. But I kind of want to get into the social media space, more like production, like the movie. Tried that out. Do some podcasts. Maybe
You even made a book.
wrote a book.
You
Okay.
want a copy of it before you
Yeah,
leave?
that's his copy. Yeah,
Okay.
I just put that up there, and so we just
Thank
yeah, I'm trying to get into the influence, social media influencer. Yeah, kind of space. So that's where we're kind of gearing towards now, and the season for Big Bear's kind of drifting down. So I want to, start getting into the more, podcasts and maybe movies or like a TV series or something. Just whatever clicks and whatever people like, pretty much.
You say Big Bear, that's your...
Long hair
Yeah,
landscape.
Right.
Big Bear Lawn Care and Landscaping.
Okay.
I got the yard signs right there. But yeah, that's what we do. He's pretty much my partner, and he helps out with that.
I'm a builder. We just finished 2 Versalock walls, 1 in the making. I got a small backyard with some decorative rock I'm laying right now. I have pictures of them, actually. I've always liked building things. I don't know why. Let's see.
But yeah, that's what we do. That's our money maker, and now we're trying to expand into the podcast arena.
Make this your money maker.
Yeah.
That's what I would like. Yeah.
That's where your passion's at. It's not in fixing retaining walls and cutting grass. Huh?
I mean, I enjoy building things, but
Yeah,
it'd be nice to have a main source of income where, I mean, I don't want to say it's easy, but influencing is a hard thing just to reach for people, but it's just fun. You know what I mean? It's not work if you enjoy what you do. And I mean, I do like building things, and I love being outside, cutting grass 8 hours a day. It gets old, you know?
Yeah.
This is one of the walls we're just finishing up here. I gotta cut the ends. We got a 14-inch block saw, and then decorative rocks that go all around, and it wraps around the whole house. I just finished that corner up Friday, so I don't have too many other pictures.
Nice.
And then this is the backyard. I just finished laying the tarp, and Monday when Wilson's opens up in Martins Ferry,
Okay.
I'm not endorsed or sponsored by them, so don't go to Wilson's until they pay me for advertising. But picking up the decorative rock for that. It goes all around the pool.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I like the job because you meet a lot of people. It's actually something I'll ask you later. I love meeting the people and all the different characters out there. You know, some people are kind of want to kick in the teeth. Some people, they're just awesome. They're easy to talk to, and they're cracking jokes. They'll sit out there with you. I love people. That's why I do Gumbies in the winter. We don't do snow removal or anything, and I hope to stop that eventually. But I love working the drive-through and just all the characters, messing with people, making people laugh. I love the social interaction of both jobs, and kind of plays into the influencing too. But we're definitely curious about how many stories you have on the pawn shop,
Ooh.
how many characters, and go on there. But first, I want to ask you, what got you to be a small business owner, entrepreneur type thing? Did you do anything before, a trade or work anything? How long have you been running the pawn shop?
Well, I've been in it for about 24 years. I've been doing it, going on 25. I've been a pawnbroker. I've had my own place for around 7.5, going on 8 years now.
See, you've been there for a while, though. We grew up here as far back as I can remember. That pawn shop's been there.
The one in South Wheeling?
I think so.
Yeah, but I've been there about 7 years.
Oh,
7
nice.
years.
I thought you were there longer for some reason. What got you into it? Where'd you get the idea?
Well, I worked for the electric company. I worked for the electric company, and I worked out of town, a lot of travel. From California to Carnegie to Indiana. And I was about 23 years old, traveling with the electric company. It was good money. It was a lot of fun traveling. After a while, I just got burned out on it.
Right.
You didn't know if you was going to be in Columbus, Ohio, or Columbus, California. When you walked out the hotel, it all looked the same.
Hotel life.
Yeah, this was the hotel life, and it was fun. Drinking and carrying on and traveling. I didn't have any kids or much responsibilities. I had my own place back home. But the travel, there was nothing concrete with that. You was always someplace new. You couldn't really put down a lot of ties.
All right, set roots.
Yeah, you was in different cities a month at a time, or 2 months at a time, and then you get to go back to your home, which was, I lived in Moundsville.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got tired of all the travel when I come home one week and was looking in the newspaper, and it said a clerk. I didn't even know what kind of clerk I was applying for. So I went to the pawn shop, and I was like, well, I'll be a clerk. What are you doing here? He's like, do you know much about pawn shops? I was like, well, I used to pawn a gun to get some beer money. When I was 18, I used to pawn a shotgun and just go get beer money and come back and on payday and go get it.
All right, it sounds
You know.
familiar a little bit.
And that's about all I knew of the pawn shop. They would pawn my gun for $30-$40, and I'd have a good weekend with the boys and go back on the payday and go get my gun.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So from there on out, I was pretty much blind to all the ins and outs and what it took to. I was walking in unknowing, other than just the firearms.
Yeah.
Really, that they take a gun.
What do you mean, like the licensing and stuff
The
like that?
licensing, the federal mandates and the city mandates, and just the security you've got to have. There's a whole litany of things that, if you would have told me before I'd applied, I probably wouldn't have applied for that job.
Yeah.
That would have run me off. That's not something I was ready to do at 23 years old, just looking to get off the road. It was a huge commitment, huge commitment. Once you walk in there, you could be putting your life on the line, just even though you're the clerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be putting your life on the line. Sure. You're dealing with a lot of gold and guns and cash.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Well, thankfully, we live in Ohio Valley. I mean, there is some bad people running around, but this is a pretty good area for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. You don't have the gangbangers and the cartels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on the mainstream.
A couple drunk assholes and some crackheads, you know.
That's pretty much it.
For-
They'll give you a hard time, but they're not coming in 6 at a time, holding you up and in
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Organized. That's when it gets dangerous, when it's organized.
You don't see that so much here. So, never had a big fear of that, but it's always in the back of your head.
Right.
It's always in the back of your head that there's going to be one nut job out there that just has nowhere else to turn. They feel like that would be,
Mm-hmm.
For $100 too, you know what I mean. And some people get desperate. Being desperate's a very dangerous place, mind state to be in.
People do a lot of crazy shit whenever they're hungry.
Yeah.
And when a man gets hungry,
Oh, yeah.
he gets desperate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to go too in depth that, but we just dealt with that with an employee, just a guy in a really
he had a
really
great
rough spot. Great person, always. When he first started, very positive. I mean, he'd show up, be like, "Let's do it, guys." Bust out 10, 15 push-ups, hop in the truck, work 10 hours without a complaint. And over a course of about a year and a half, just whatever he was into, you watched him deteriorate, and just things happen, and you just kind of got to separate yourself from it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all over the place. You never know. It's tragic. But that leads no negativity. That leads us to the next thing.
Yeah.
What is some of the craziest shit people that have been in the store?
Well, wait. I want to know. So you were the clerk, and then, so how long were you the clerk until you became the owner? And in that process?
About 16 years, but I left where I started.
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't the
Started
same
my
shop.
own. No, that wasn't the same shop.
Oh, okay.
That's when I was
No, I was
Okay.
at a different shop
In Moundsville?
in Wheeling. In Wheeling.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the bigger pawn shop in Wheeling. They were the big dog for many years.
not the outdoor store.
It was.
It was the
It
outdoor
was
Oh.
the outdoor store.
No way.
You worked for that lawyer guy. I met him once or twice long. He was a lawyer, right? The owner?
No, not at all.
Alright, maybe I'm thinking something else. Maybe I'm thinking of a different pawn shop. My bad.
No, he's from Moundsville. He's just a real
Blame the
nice
tequila.
guy,
Mm-hmm.
But working for $15, $16 an hour, and I had a couple kids.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I want better for my kids.
Alright.
Yeah.
I want better for them. They're going to be going to college one day.
Mm-hmm.
Went through a very trying divorce. And, it was more for my kids than it was, let's see how much money I can make.
Yeah.
Let's see how good of
Yeah.
a life I can provide for my kids.
Uh-huh.
That was the fire that started.
Yeah.
Fair.
And after 16, 17 years of working for somebody else, I felt I knew what it took and to have my own business, and I knew the chink in the armor at that business of what made that business not as profitable as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping back and looking at that business, thinking, if I owned this place, I would do that differently.
Right.
And I would make these cuts, and I would do
Yeah.
that better, and I wouldn't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I was able to get my own shop, I implemented those changes that they weren't doing, where I see they were lacking.
Mm-hmm.
When they were lacking, man, they should have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
and just refine the whole process of what I was doing at the outdoor store to what I do today.
Observe,
Nice.
learn, and adapt.
Yeah, just because you have a want to go and do a business, you need to work for somebody. If you're an HVAC guy, you need to put your time in. You need to learn that business. You can't just wake up and say, "Well, I'm going to start an HVAC company today. I don't know shit about HVAC."
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
those
yeah.
guys can
Yeah.
write their own paychecks. I know they can write their own paychecks, $100 an hour or what have you. But you need to put your time in.
All right.
As much as you hate working for the man,
Yeah.
you got to learn it. And after 16, 17 years of working for the man, I felt I was ready to take that leap. Probably maybe even 5 or 6 years sooner than that. But after my kids, it was definitely time.
Yeah.
It was definitely time to make that move.
When you took that step, like, were you scared? Or were you pretty
Scared.
confident? Like, from the get-go?
Scared?
Yeah.
If I failed, I'd be homeless.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Scared?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say scared is a lot. Yeah.
I imagine it brings straight determination, though. You know.
You have to.
Yeah.
You got to forget the bars. You got to forget your friends. You got to forget your family. You got to forget those people. They're not the one that's going to feed you. You're going to feed you. Those people don't give a shit. They just like you. They're drinking buddies.
Right.
You got to say goodbye to those people. And goodbye to the bars and going to the creek, and your vacations ain't going to happen for a few years, several years.
Well, I do believe a tight-knit circle. I don't even say buddy, I say family. I mean, we grew up together. I do believe that's important. Cause,
Absolutely. It's
I
good to
wouldn't-
have 2 or 3 people. After
Yeah.
that, your circle's too big. Your secrets are out. They're telling people your business. No. Keep it only 2 or 3. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And you need the drive inside you. You truly do. If it's not in you first, it's pointless. It's
Right.
got to be in you. You can't count on anybody other than yourself. You can count.
That's
count-
right.
That's
You,
very
you
true.
count on the help from maybe your buddies every now and then, but they've got shit going on too. They got families and lives. It's got to be you, and it's got to be inside you.
Yeah. Yeah. It is something different.
I mean, yeah.
You gotta. You can't, and when you're in your own company, you can't take. There is no time off really. Like even when you're off, you still are thinking about it. You know, you're still thinking about, oh well, I gotta do this, this, and that, and there's pretty much always something to do. Where if you're just clocking 9 to 5, you leave and you're done.
You don't give a shit after 5
Yeah.
o'clock. I'll be back tomorrow. Whenever you have your own place,
We actually argue a lot about that because, so he's the owner, me and one other guy manage the jobs mostly. And then I'll have in my mind what I'm going to do tomorrow. You know, I have it planned out. And then in the morning, if there's something he feels that's more important or somebody doesn't show up, you know, it's just frantic. That's why I don't think you can rely on just yourself all the time. It's really, in a business, I believe, I don't know so much about a store, but in our field, I'd say,
Yeah, with us trying to rely on people to show up, and then, you know, even when they show up to do the job correctly, that's the hardest part. Is just like, you know, making sure they're as competent and reliable as us. When you pretty much, there's not many that are. You know, and we've had a lot of workers, and I don't even like pulling new people in anymore. I just like to keep it. It's almost like I want to stay smaller just so it's easier to control, and I'm not losing mowers or weed eaters or they're breaking it. Because they were last year, or the year before, we had like 4 or 5 trucks out every day, and we had a bunch of like for new guys. Like 5 or 6 new guys that were $10 an hour, and they were putting straight gas in the weed eaters like when no one was looking, and just breaking equipment and all this. And that, if you take like how much I was making versus how much they were messing up, or they have to send them back because they miss a spot or something, it's just better to consolidate and make sure nothing goes wrong. It's a lot easier because me and him. When we're on the job, not much can go wrong unless it's something like unforeseeable. But we know how to do pretty much everything. And then our other guy, Mason, he knows what he's doing. So, if we're there, it's pretty solid. It's the other guys that you got to watch, and you can't always watch them. Sometimes they are behind the building or whatever, and you can't always see.
And something that we go back and forth on, too, especially recently, is to get any bigger. Let's say, eventually driving brand new trucks. We have 4 trucks, and 3 of them were reliable, and stuff still happens, you know.
Absolutely.
To get brand new trucks and expand, you have to take the chance and pass somebody the reins on certain jobs and see how they do. And it's, you know, you either, what's a metaphor? You push the bird out the nest. It either drops to the ground or he flies.
Mm-hmm.
And if he flies, who's to say he's coming back next summer? Because we don't offer winter work, and we're not big enough to offer unemployment right now.
Right.
You know, that's almost like taking this step with the, as you were saying earlier, it's very hard to get to, and it does take a lot of time and dedication, aggravation. You know, I don't know how to word it. Can you help me out here? Like with Corey, how I was asking.
Yeah. Okay. We can come back to that. Okay. So, but I want to get back on track. So you were, okay. So you were taking the leap. Now you decided you wanted to start your store. What did you see a place that came up for sale, or did you already own that building? Like, how did you go from the business in Wheeling to your own? Like that.
I wagered everything. I everything. I didn't own that building. I looked at probably 60 shitholes.
Yeah.
And probably 40 really out of my price league buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And everything in between. And I knew what I wanted, but it was the price point I was working with.
Yeah.
Was the big influence on that. And I needed the most bang for my buck. And once again, I probably looked at 100 buildings. I looked at buildings that had birds living through the roof and a skylight, and was thinking, man, I could make this work.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need that. I needed almost a turnkey building because I need to make money. I got kids, and it has to be right, and I'm going to mold it into what I need it to be, even though it's not perfect.
Yeah.
I wagered my house, my future, everything on this is going to work, or I'm going to be homeless.
Yeah.
Literally homeless.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a lot of the drive, you know, not just that I wanted to do it, but I have 2 kids counting on me.
Yeah.
They're 4 years old and 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
At the time?
At the time, yeah.
How old are they now?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They were 7 and 8. Now they're 17 and 18.
Okay.
Yeah, now my daughter's going to college. My son will finish high school this year.
That's amazing.
You know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and having to, you know, just starting out like that, we didn't have much money.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, you know, like I said, about 7 and 8 years old. And we would go to garages after school, after work, and buy everything in that garage.
Yard sale?
Oh, yeah.
Everything in that garage, whether it was junk or good. We would do people that had passed away. We would go buy everything in that garage and go through it.
Mm-hmm.
My kids would sleep on the back seat of the truck until 11 o'clock at night, and then we would go home, and they would have school the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, look, this is work.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we got to do.
Got to fill at the store.
Yeah, we have to have merchandise to sell. We got to have a reason to bring people in, not just because they need a loan, but we need to make money to have loan out money.
Yeah.
If we're not selling anything, I don't have a money tree. I've got to have that turnover.
Operating capital.
I've got to have that money to flip that back out on loans. And once again, they would be in the backseat of the truck doing homework.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock at night in a stranger's driveway
Uh-huh.
to get it going.
Yeah.
And I'm sorting through junk and trying to find the golden treasure in there. And, you know, every once in a while you get hit, but half the shit is thrown away. That's why you was getting it so cheap.
Yeah.
But you had to take it all.
Uh-huh.
Whether it's an old mattress or if you found a diamond ring, which we never did. You had to take it all.
Yeah.
You had to take that broken weed eater. You had to take all that crap.
Yeah, they just wanted it out.
You have to take it all. We're going to give you a good deal, Mike, but you got to take it all.
Uh-huh.
You know, so you were constantly looking for that diamond in the rough in there, and hopefully hit it big. Never really did hit it big on any of the garage cleanouts, and we did probably 8 or 10 of those, and it took months. I say 8 or 10. It's not very many in the word of 8 or 10, but you go through 8 or 10 pack-ratted garages.
Yeah, that's a
It'll
lot.
take you a week at a time.
It's a lot of
And then
sorting.
it'll take you 3 weeks to get it cleaned up, priced, and put out for sale once you hit the shop.
Yeah.
You just can't put somebody's garage finds out for sale.
You got to get the good stuff.
It's crusty, it's dirty. You got to make sure it works. You're not selling junk. You know, it's not a yard sale.
Right.
It's a pawn shop.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you can't have yard sale items and broken chandeliers for sale. That's not that kind of place. You know, it's not a thrift store.
Do you give a guarantee on certain things, or is it?
Everything I sell, I guarantee it works correctly. Give you 10 days to check it out.
10
If
days.
there's any problems, you save your receipt. I'll give your money back or let you exchange it. After 10 days, it's yours.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
yours.
that's fair.
And I guarantee everything. All my diamonds real. All my gold's good. Stand behind it 1,000%. I would never put anything out there that's not right. You're gonna take you 2 minutes to ruin a 25-year reputation.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
It'll take you 2 minutes to ruin your reputation.
It's a service, just like anything else. Yeah.
You've got to stand behind what you're pushing. If
Yeah.
you're cutting grass or you're selling diamonds, you better stand behind it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Got to.
Big fair guarantee.
So what's your, what would you say is like your most, where do you get your most profit from? Tools or
Gold
guns?
and guns.
Gold
Gold
and guns?
and guns. Without hesitation.
Oh, yeah.
Without hesitation, gold and guns. Gold's
Nice.
almost striking a record high daily. And firearms never go out of style in the valley.
Never, not around
As
here.
long as you have quality. Even a little old lady every once in a while come in, I just want something for the nightstand. And she's 7 years old. My husband passed. I don't feel safe anymore. I just need a little pea shooter for the nightstand. I'm not carrying it to church. I just need to feel safe. I need something.
Yeah.
Can you show me that? Yeah.
Nice.
You know, she don't have any family around to protect her. She don't have a dog anymore to alert her.
Yeah.
And the police are busy, you know. They don't have time. You know, you don't have that kind of time to wait on somebody to come save you. And she knows that, you know.
Yeah.
So the guns, you know, they always hit good. And the gold is surefire. Once again, it's teetering record highs daily.
Yeah. So do you sell your gold to like the people around here, or do you like melt it down, or how do you process the gold?
The broken dental, I'll take dental gold grills.
Yeah.
That stuff
chill.
gets scrapped. It's broken, or like I said, the gold teeth stuff.
Yeah.
The grills.
Do you get that a lot?
Every once in a while, but people pay so much to have those custom made. They're normally not scrapping. They're not normally selling those at the pawn shop.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while, I'll take a grill in, but you can't resell them. Your teeth isn't the same as his, and his isn't the same as mine.
Yeah.
You know, so you pretty much got to scrap that stuff. But anything that's not broken or scrap, I turn it back to the public.
Okay.
I turn it back to the public and try to get the retail money out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to get more money out of the retail side of jewelry than you will the scrap prices, just like a car.
Yeah.
If you sell a car, driving good car, you're going to get more
Yeah,
than if you
yeah,
take it to the
that's
scrap yard.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's the
true.
same
Yeah.
premise with gold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you want to try to retail everything.
Yeah.
And that's where your
Yeah.
money's at in the retail.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, what is gold going an ounce right now?
Teeters at about $2 grand an ounce.
Oh, wow.
And that's not 10 karat. That's not 14 karat. That's 24 karat.
Mhm.
That's pure gold.
Yeah.
You never see pure gold. Even my chain's not pure. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's too soft. They got to put other metals in there,
Yeah.
nickel and alloys and silver, and just to
Mhm.
strengthen it up. It's just too soft. It'll bend when you sleep in it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah.
So they add filler, if you will, or alloys to it to strengthen it up.
Mm-hmm.
Up a little bit.
So what was your biggest, what was the biggest thing you bought and then sold?
Jewelry.
Jewelry, like a necklace or a
Diamond ring.
diamond ring?
It was a 10 karat diamond ring.
Mm-hmm.
10 carats. It was custom
A
built.
10 karat diamond?
The center stone was 7 1/4 carats,
Oh,
which is
wow.
huge. That's,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the size of a nickel.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
To put that in perspective.
Wow.
Jesus.
That was my next question. Yeah, like
Yeah.
dime, nickel.
That's about the surface area the size of a nickel.
Uh-huh.
And the lady had bought it. She had paperwork on it, had it custom built in New York. It was about 150 grand,
Damn.
which she paid for it.
Damn.
And she brought it in, and obviously the marriage went kaput. And she had pawned it and got it back, and pawned it again and got it back. And then the third time she pawned it, she just never come back. She
Mhm.
fell off. You never know about people. You know,
So how long do they have to come back after they pawn?
it's 720 hours.
Okay.
30 days.
I have the receipt somewhere. Yeah, 30 days. I got the receipt somewhere.
By the hour.
Yeah, well, I got it by the hour. 720 hours is what you get, but it's a 30-day loan.
Uh-huh.
If you don't get it out in 30 days, put it another 30 days.
Okay.
So your loan's still 120 to get it out. That $20 just holds it for another 30 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can pay that
Okay.
$20 as many times you like until
Uh-huh.
you're able to get your merchandise back.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah, by far the diamond ring is by far the biggest, heaviest hit that I've ever had in the pawn business.
Oh, nice.
What about collectibles? Because I was looking at a lot of those coins and different things you have there. I saw some Nazi memorabilia and things like that.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest and collectible, the Nazi stuff.
I got some of those.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold on to them, but I've seen them at your shop. They look pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of political for some people. I've just had one person that had something to say about it, but I'm a pawn shop. I'm not here to be political. Show me the money. It's about the money.
It's history. I mean, if you want to be offended, don't look at it. Go to,
Right, that's not why I'm selling it.
Yeah.
I'm selling it as a collectible, and
doesn't mean I'm a supporter over here.
everybody's into something. Everybody's into something is what I say.
Well, it's museum, too. You know, museums could use it.
Absolutely.
It's history.
That's definitely,
It's really
in the
history,
condition that it's in, it's definitely museum quality.
which is nice.
What would you say your on a day-to-day basis, like how many pawns would you take in, or sales? Does it vary? Is there a time of the month where you get more business? Or...
Usually the first week of the month, you'll do a lot of sales.
Okay.
And then the next 3 weeks after that, it just varies. You never know what's going to come in that door. You never know what somebody's going to need.
Right.
And you just never know. Usually I can generally say the first week of the month is going to be your biggest sales. Generally.
That makes sense.
But I've had my biggest sale date on Wednesday. When I sold that diamond ring, it was a Wednesday.
Right.
In the middle of the month. You just don't know who's coming in.
Yeah.
Random, just to look. Everybody likes to shop around.
People like pawn shops. You never know what you're going to find in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like hidden treasure. It's just like not a garage sale, but same aspect. You're looking around.
If I think I can make money on it and flip it in there, I'll sell it.
Do you ever do any online?
I used to, but it takes up too much time.
Yeah.
Now they started charging West Virginia sales tax on eBay. That's not a fair playing field for the guy that is in Spokane, Washington, selling the same damn item, and you don't have to charge sales tax on it.
Yeah.
Who are you going to buy off of?
Right.
Tax-free or Mike the tax guy?
Yeah.
And it doesn't put us on an equal playing field. So I quit the eBay thing. It just I'm second rate on there.
What about Facebook Marketplace? Do they do sales tag? You do a lot of that.
Well, it depends if you do cash or not.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not sure how that. I don't do a lot of Facebook Marketplace. Like, I don't sell things.
Yeah, but I mean, make a quick buck every once in a
Yeah,
while.
I make a quick buck every once in a while, and it usually works out good. And I found a lot of good deals on there. And like, we got a concrete saw, and it was a Stihl 460 TS, runs great. It's an older model.
I love this.
He wanted $100 for it, and like online, a new one's like
Absolutely.
$1,200.
Absolutely.
And I was like, okay, I gotta have that. So I found a lot of good deals on there.
I
Sure.
use that all week. I love that thing.
Whenever you're selling stuff like that on Facebook Marketplace and that, there's even parameters. I would still have to turn that into my accountant, and I'm going to pay tax on that overall, even
Right.
at that rate. You can't. I couldn't skirt that as a business, as a
Yeah,
individual
as a personal.
buying
Right.
stuff off Facebook Marketplace. You're not making a living off of it. It doesn't go back into your money till
Right.
at the shop.
Yeah.
There'd be totally different angles of, unless you're making a living off Facebook yard sale.
Yeah.
You're not paying that tax.
Yeah. I tried Amazon before, and it was when Amazon first started, it was great. And then because when they first started, I don't think they even had tax or nothing for sellers or buyers or anything. And I remember I would go out, and this was when I was at I went to WVU, and I was down there, and I would just buy bundles of like GameCube games.
I remember this.
Nintendo 64 games, because that's what I liked. So anytime I seen something, I'd pick out what I wanted, and then I'd sell the rest. And I was making decent money at that, just on the side, messing around. And then they started the best A to Z guarantee or something, and I sold I had an Xbox One, and it just came out like 2 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks it was out, and I got one, and retail was $500. I bought it for like 200, and I sold it for like 350, $400 on Amazon. They got it, and the customer said it was broke when it wasn't. Like, I tested it out. The customer said it was broke, and then shipped it back to me, just completely wrecked. Like, I think they took it apart and like took what they wanted out of it, and then sent it back to me. And I complained with Amazon, and I said, I sent it out, it worked, and then they gave it to me broke. And Amazon said it doesn't matter.
Right.
The buyer's always right. So we have that guarantee. You have to take the loss. And I'm like, okay. And then I stopped.
I did
Like,
do
I'm done
eBay
doing that.
for a little while. And along the same lines. When I first started, I had a meter, one of those multimeters for electric or something, and I sold it for $1,000.
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah, $1,000. I sold this meter for. I'm just starting out.
Mm.
I sold it around Thanksgiving time. I give a 30-day warranty on it. It says in the listing, hey, I'm giving you 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after January, this was after the new year, the guy contacts me and says he wants his money back. I'm like, bud, you have 30 days.
Yeah.
Everything's, it was checked. I know it works. Everything's good. No, I'm not giving your money back. So he ultimately contacted eBay and then PayPal and said it was a fraudulent scheme on his credit card. And they took the money right back out of my account as soon as he did that. And that was short-lived with eBay after the sales tax, after being roped on that $1,000 when I first opened. I really couldn't take that hit.
No.
I was flabbergasted. How could they do that?
And people don't understand how much that hurts you.
They did. That really kept me up at night. And I woke up to that email in the morning and it said, we took that $1,000. That was a bad day. That was that was a struggle to take that hit that early in business, that he had done that to me as a business owner. And I know damn well that it worked, and he had it almost 90 days, or PayPal wouldn't have given him his money back. I think it was after 90 days. And he just made it in there.
Did he ship it back?
He shipped it back.
All right,
He shipped it back. I ultimately got so disgusted, I ended up, whenever I got it back, I didn't check it, I didn't do anything with it, and I'd give it away. I'd give it away.
Just kind of wash your hands.
I don't want to see that around my shop. I'm not going to try to get anything
Yeah,
out of it. I've done taking the hit. I bought it twice now. No, I'm good.
If you're watching this, you know who you are. You're an asshole.
Oh, yeah, that was a hell of a hit. I don't hold grudges, but that was a hell of a hit. Don't expect any more deals.
Yeah. They did. We got customers doing that. To me, I've always had that problem. Ever since I've started. Like, you'll have some people that are like, oh, well, can you do this, this, and this? Yeah. Charge them, $500-$600. Oh, well, I need this, this, and this done too.
That drives me insane.
That'll be extra. Oh, no, you said $500. No argue with that. And then, then you have people that don't want to pay at all. It's like that we'll cut the grass and then they're not home. So then, it's like, okay, well, we missed you. Oh, can you come and cut it? We'll pay you next time. They're not home that time. And then I wouldn't do more than 3 cuts, but they'll skip out on that. And then
the dirt job, the seed and straw that she canceled the check.
The worst one was
this.
this.
I was so mad. We did this in the rain.
And I have, like, for bigger jobs, I have contracts. But this job was like, it was like $1,000, and they did 500 down, and 500 when we were done. And so I was like, 500 down, I was like, okay, well, we don't really need a contract. It isn't like a $10,000 job or anything. So we'll just go do that. And we did it, and she was nice and everything, paid. And then we finished the job in the rain, and she gave us a check and everything. She was like, it looks fine. And then I get something in the mail like 2 weeks later. She canceled the second check. And then she's like, oh, well, and this is like 2 weeks after, and we tilled up her yard and then put grass seed and straw down for her. And then she's like, well, the grass didn't grow, so I canceled the check. And I'm like, you have to wait, more than 2 weeks. It's not going to sprout. And we went over there, and
they have been cutting it, walking on it. The dogs have been peeing on it,
and we even laid more seed and straw for her too to get the $500 back.
50 bags of topsoil because they had a lot of clay in their yard. So just to get it that,
that's
then,
not cheap.
$250 materials, $200 labor.
All was insane.
Yeah.
And then moral of the story, she still didn't pay. And so now I got like an airtight contract where like, you gotta pay, we're gonna charge you more, and we're gonna take you to court and all that other happy shit. but like just a few people here and there throughout the entire years, every year, like people don't want to pay.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing. They don't want to pay. And it's that's the hardest part of it.
For the most part, though, people are pretty honest. As long as you hold up by our reputation. Like, we got good reviews on Google, Facebook.
Absolutely.
You come in, people trust you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd say for the most part, probably like maybe 5 people.
But she straight smiled, shook her hands.
Yeah.
She loved it. It'll look great. 2 weeks later,
Canceled the check after I already deposited it. Like,
Right?
yeah.
You're counting on that. You've done banked on it. It's there.
It's,
I
it's
would
already in there.
equate it the same as that guy taking that $1,000 fraudulent charge or whatever. It's just people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. It's not like we clock in and clock out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they labeled that as a fraudulent scheme or something through eBay and then PayPal.
Yeah.
A fraudulent scheme. I was reading that. And just
Like, it's you got the item.
kidding.
You got what you paid for. I don't understand what's fraudulent about that.
Yeah, just a couple weeks of being 90 days, or it would have been his.
Is that the biggest hit you took?
No.
That's the worst one. Can you remember?
Oh yeah.
Fuck
Yeah, you never forget whenever you took a screwing. You never forget those ones.
My girlfriend forgets them all the time. Oh shit, I gotta work on something. Never mind.
A guy walks in and he's got these coins, gold coins. They're graded. They're in an acrylic case. They're sealed. They're hermetically sealed. I'm blown away. I'm like, you got 4 of these gold coins. Those are nice. Those are pristine. They're graded. They're from a reputable mint. They've got the holographic sticker on them. I'm blown away. I want these coins, probably more than what I should have. But I needed. Not that I needed them, but I wanted them. They're going to make my shop look good. They're going to put me in a higher echelon of pawn shops. When people see you've got good quality stuff in there, high end quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
People remember that. He had 4 of them. Out of town guy from like Buchanan, West Virginia. And he's like, I'm looking to probably sell these. I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm your coin guy, but I'll do the best I can for you. And they're 1 ounce coins, each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And for coins, you get more than you get more than the gold weight, which is 1 ounce a piece, about $2,000
Damn.
on each coin.
Jeez.
He's got 4 of them.
Wow.
It's $8,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, where you go? So I'm going to try to get $2,500 out of each coin. I'll make $500 off each coin is what I'm thinking by just giving gold weight on these coins.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm like, I'll buy them all. I'll buy them all $2,000 a piece
Mm-hmm.
if you sell them.
Yeah.
I'll let you pawn them $1,500
Mm-hmm.
a piece. You come back and get them. But you want the money, you want the most you can get. That's what we're going to do today. He's like, that's the best you can do. Yeah, man. I don't know how long we're gonna have to hold these until I get a guy that wants a gold coin and they have that kind of money and they're this criteria. You got to find a buyer next.
Yeah.
And a buyer that has the money too.
Everybody likes gold.
Store
Yes.
real estate is valuable. Yeah.
And we settled up, and like I had mentioned there, it was $2,000 a piece. Every one of them was fake.
No shit.
Every one of them was fake.
Wow. How'd you find out?
Yeah.
I had an individual come in that has an X-ray machine for coins. I own one now.
Yeah.
I own one now. That won't happen again. And he's like, I'm interested in buying one of these coins. He's a coin guy. That's what he does. So he had his own little. It's you can get them off eBay. They're very nice. And he had his own X-ray machine. He's like, I want to see one of those coins in there. I'm like, okay, I'll show them all to you.
Yeah.
Buy them all. I'll give you a deal.
Yeah.
I'll sell them all to you if you buy them today at $23. I got $25.99 on them or whatever.
Yeah.
And he sets it on that X-ray machine. He's like, Mike. I'm like, yeah. What's up? He's like, this coin's not good. You're bullshitting. They're sealed. They're hermetically sealed. They got the embossed holographic logo on the inside of this acrylic case that's sealed. It's sealed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get in it. You would tell if somebody got in it. And he's like, let me see another one. Next one. That good.
Oh,
No
man.
way. Your heart's dropping.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're
one of these
sick.
has got to be good.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one in here. I can recoup some, none of them. All 4 of them
Damn.
is fucking bogus, man.
Jeez.
Do I remember the worst hit I took? Yeah, that was it.
And you don't. He's gone. There ain't nothing
Yeah,
you can
He's
do,
in the
really.
taillights. That happened, 3 months after, I'd bought him. He's gone.
Oh,
Is there-
yeah.
Is there anything you could do?
Man.
Because you took his driver's license and stuff.
I took
like
his
that.
driver's license. I took, you got to have an ID to pawn stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be valid, but he has to have an ID. You write all that information down. Then he's got to sign the paper that he's the one that brought that merchandise to me.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere on that paper does it say, I guarantee these coins are gold.
Yeah.
And it just says gold
Oh.
Yeah.
coins. It says Walking Liberty gold coins. Yeah, they're gold collar.
Yeah.
I didn't have a leg to stand on. There's no
I'd be
prosecution
so
for that.
pissed.
They weren't stolen from it. That's our big thing. If you ever bring something stolen to the pawn shop, you'll go to jail for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll pay for that. They weren't stolen. They
Yeah.
weren't-
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? He got them at some carnival or
Yeah.
fair or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Well, hey, there's people that make livings producing replicas and fakes and selling it.
Oh.
Passing, they get good at it.
They're making fake purses. They're making fake
Yeah.
gold coins. They're making fake rifle scopes.
Yeah.
I mean, fake Rolexes. That used to be the big thing.
Mm.
I
Oh,
bought-
yeah.
I bought a fake Rolex once.
Oh,
yeah.
But it was only $1,200 or $1,500, and I worked at the other shop for somebody else, and I thought I had a big one on the line, and then it came out for sale, and we had it inspected. The back popped open, and it's got plastic gears and stuff in it.
Oh, yeah.
At the outdoor.
Yeah, that was the worst hit I did for my boss.
Oh.
I always wanted to do good for him. I never stole off him. I rarely missed work. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. So that was devastating. That was the hardest hit I ever took for him. Was taking a fake Rolex in once. That was a hit. Like I said, you never forget who screwed you. And
Oh, God, no.
The big ones you lose on, you don't forget those.
No. What about a robbery?
Knock
At either
on-
store.
Yeah, knock on wood. I've been through 4 or 5 of them.
No
But-
shit.
They always do it whenever we're not there. Whenever they don't
Okay.
come in because we're
Yeah.
armed.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say, yeah.
Everybody walks around with a gun on them, even though
Uh-huh.
you can't see it.
Yeah.
You ever get concealed carry? Don't
I
you?
got a gun on me now.
Yeah, I got. I thought so.
And but yeah, I don't go anywhere without a gun. In walking around the shop, that they want the merchandise or the gold. They don't want to kill anybody.
Yeah.
And if you come into my shop, it's going to be a shootout. That's all I've got.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all I've got.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
It's
for
your
sure.
life or mine.
For sure.
You
Same.
know what I mean?
Yeah, same with
It-
my house. You know, you come in
Exactly.
there.
Yeah.
They don't want to shoot out.
No.
They want the merchandise, so they'll do it, at night. But yeah, we've been through, like I said, I think 4 different robberies, but there was always something coming through the air ducts.
What?
Yeah, they come in through the
What?
air ducts, they come down through the ceiling, some real James Bond shit. They come in through that way once, and then one time, they just breaking the front glass and coming in that way. But one time, it took them a couple 3 days. They climbed up the fire escape, and this fire escape had a roof over it, so you couldn't see up on the side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And they took 6 concrete block out of the side of the building, 2 stories up, out of the side of the building, and then placed them back in there so we wouldn't see it from the inside. We never noticed
Yeah.
that there was
Yeah.
concrete blocks removed.
Uh-huh.
And they took out all the mortars and the joints and then gently placed the blocks back in there.
In South Wheeling?
No, that was at the outdoor store.
Oh, okay.
Still, though, it's like pretty intricate
That's
job
insane.
for around here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Let's thought out a
That's
little bit.
smart. Yeah, like,
And then they placed the blocks back in there, and then they come back the next day, took a little more mortar out, and then the third, I'm guessing, I don't know. And then the third day, they was able to get in. They just popped the blocks and got in
That's
with
insane.
a bunch of guns. I think they took around 20 long guns that time.
oh, wow.
You get away with it, or they?
Oh no, the ATF, they're really, 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 really smart people. They always
Yeah.
get caught.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you steal a gun, especially from a pawn shop, you're going to get caught.
Mhm.
Those guys, they don't, especially our local ATF in Wheeling or whatever. There's some really, really smart people that work there.
Oh, yeah. They'd probably get access to everybody's phones, too, right? Or,
I
I mean, you have a court order still, no matter what.
But yeah,
But
they probably just tap into anybody's phone they want, really.
Yeah, that'd be my best advice: is never steal a gun, especially here in the valley.
Yeah.
Those men and women down there are top notch.
Man, we're never gonna steal a gun. We're trying to figure out how to rob a casino, though. Man, see, we're dig underneath it.
Ocean's 11. Okay, so expansion. Have you ever thought of expanding?
I think about it quite a bit.
What about different ventures or another pawn shop, both included?
Think about it all the time. I'm real good friends with another pawn shop owner here in the valley, and I talk to her a couple times, a month, maybe once a month. And we've always thought about getting together. We've collaborated many times because she's got a small shop, maybe a little bit smaller than mine, small shop, and thought about doing something. But it's so hard to find people you can trust.
Yeah.
Especially in your business.
You're handling
I think that
a lot of
more so
gold,
in any
cash
business.
and
Yeah.
guns. It's hard to find people that you trust. They see a stack of money, or see a couple grand. They're like, "Oh, he's not going to miss a couple hundred."
Oh,
You know.
Yeah.
And you got to have cash on hand at the pawn shop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Just in small places like a Gumby's, they keep so much in the safe. At least once every 2 months, you hear somewhere out of the 44 stores somebody took $200 out of
I've
the
heard
safe.
that, and I don't know anybody that works for Gumby's, but I've heard that.
Yeah,
that-
$200 just come up missing out of nowhere, and they got cameras. Jody keeps cameras everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's-
And that don't stop them.
Which
They
I don't
know they're on
understand.
camera, and they're still doing it.
They don't. Yeah. Well, they don't care.
I don't
You know, that's-
understand either because you're throwing away a job that's going to pay. Now it's not, a good living, but I mean it's $500-600 a week if you're working full time. You steal $200 one day and it's gone in 2 days, and then you're out of a job. Like what?
You got to look down the road on that. Yeah, that's not.
What sense does
The
it make?
math ain't mathing on that. No.
Mm-mm.
The one lady, I'm not gonna say any names. She stole probably last summer 60-70 cartons of cigarettes.
Jesus.
Yeah, she just walked in on camera, no mask, no nothing, just had a garbage bag, just started throwing cigarettes off the shelf, everything, started taking beer, shit like that. Like, what are you gonna do? Open up the trunk like it's the 80s and sell them for $3 a pack or something? You know what I mean?
Right. How you bootlegging cigarettes these days?
Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, I bought them in West Virginia. I lived in Pittsburgh for a while, and I brought it up there, and add $10 on our card, and they're still getting a $20-30 deal. I'm not saying I was running a ring just for friends and family. Make $10. Beep that out.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But no, to expand, the only people I really trust in my shop is my kids. I trust them.
Yeah.
They wouldn't steal, and they don't want to be pawnbrokers. You can't expect your kids to follow
Really?
your dreams.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my dream. That's not their dream. My daughter's going into business, and my son will be a veterinarian.
Oh,
That's
nice.
not
That's good. That's good.
Pawnbroking. That's not what they want to do.
No. Well, I can imagine it's probably a big headache too. A lot of the times.
I never get a day off.
No.
I never really get a day off. If I'm not there, I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I
You know.
say. Yeah.
If I'm not there for 3 days on a vacation, I'm a nervous wreck. I'm
Yeah.
a nervous wreck if I'm not in my shop. If we just come back from the beach, we was there for 5 days. After 2.5 days, I was like, man,
Yeah, you gotta check in.
what time is it? We got to get it. We're leaving at 6 a.m.
Right.
We're getting the hell out of here.
Yeah. I
You
got
know.
to. Yeah. Yeah.
We're getting out of here.
He yells at me all the time because we'll be trying to hang out. I'll start talking about a job or what we're gonna do tomorrow, and he's like, "I want to relax."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, it's stressing me out."
Yeah, that's one thing. Because me and him are best friends. We've known each other our whole lives. And it's like, balancing when it's time to work and when it's time to not. Because there was a
Absolutely.
period when he first came, like, we're talking business till 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
Just how we're going to come up tomorrow or what we're going to do. And then I was like, okay, well, I need to be, like, not talking about business after, like, 6. Because it's just
Absolutely.
too much.
And the movie came about, and he'd be working on the
Yeah,
movie.
I was like, back to the movie that I wanted to do, that was for winter work. Like, I wanted something to do over winter. And so that's what brought that up. And we tried it, like, 2 or 3 times, and it wasn't making any sense. And then I wrote that book, and it's 100 pages, and it
That's
took,
fantastic.
yeah,
Can't wait
it
to
took,
get into that.
it took so long to write and everything.
I'm sorry. Copperhead Kenny, his Copperhead Kenny is based off you in your pawn shop.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Loosely.
Right.
Loosely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But that was kind of like the scenery and idea.
That'll
we
be my
were
new
talking
alias.
about.
yeah. But
Sorry.
we wanted to do the pawn shop scene, but we ended up it was already
Time and money.
yeah, and it was already an hour and a half long and everything, so I was kind of like trying to wean it down. And I didn't know if because we use fake guns in it too, so I didn't know like
The rules of that.
the
how you
rules
feel.
of that or how you would feel about that. You know, if we came in with fake guns and and you like we're like, because in the book we're
buy 'em.
yeah, you buy them.
It's a non-issue.
Okay, well.
They are painted. There's no orange tips on them.
Yeah, so I didn't want to come up to you and fry out and be like, yeah, I want to come in here and make a movie, sell you a bunch of fake guns, and then have you come try and kill us for it, because that's pretty much what I wanted to do the movie for. And
Just don't pull an Alec Baldwin on me. We're good.
yeah, right. That's why we just use fake guns.
Yeah, right.
We have the real ones, but we don't use that. I want to do that because that's
We don't want a Brandon
that's
Lee.
too much.
You know, a Brandon Lee
Yeah, Alec
scene
Baldwin.
going on here.
But we did. You'll have to watch it. It's pretty cool. It's low budget. You know, we just use the GoPros and stuff. But I found a way to put like CGI and gun flashes, and shot like sound effects, gun sound effects and stuff. And that's what I really that's what I'm passionate about. I would say that's like my hobby. You know, and I wanted to make that like a reality. And I really do appreciate you coming here because that like definitely helps, and it gives us more of a makes us more valid instead of just having like our friends on.
Yeah.
You know, we want to have
people.
more guests, bigger guests, people in the that people know, and
I guess prominent figures around Wheeling, like, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say I'm prominent, but I do know a lot of people around Wheeling, and a lot of people know who I am.
yeah,
And I don't go to a lot of public places because of it.
Right.
Just because they want to talk shop. Look, bud, I clocked out at 5 o'clock. You want, you want to meet me down to the festival and ask me what gun I've got or how your pawn's doing? I don't mind. I will.
Yeah.
But I avoid those places so I don't have to talk about, work all the time.
That's how, like, we're at the bar, I never talk about Big Bear. I'm just,
right.
You see the football game, or, you
anything.
watch baseball, you make any bets lately, I just want to relax.
I'd rather talk about your profession than my profession when I'm all on the clock.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll talk about, coal mining. I'd rather hear about your coal mine stories than talk about my shop. I'm good.
Yeah.
I walked through Respects to get steak and rice, 2 or 3 days ago. I saw 2 people that knew me from Big Bear, and somebody just yelled, "Gumbees!" I'm like, oh God, dude, I got a buzz on, I'm hungry, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Because I always just try to make people laugh when I work, but when I leave, it's just, you know what I mean? I want to drink my beer, eat my steak, watch my TV, cuddle with my dog.
When I was younger, my kids thought I was B-rated famous.
It's B-rated famous.
You know everybody. How you know all
Oh,
these
yeah.
people,
We think you're famous.
Well,
every time we pass the shop, and that's a good location too,
Yeah.
where you have it, because the outdoor store, they're out of business.
Well, I think that's Wheeling's fault to some degree, because that is a main road. I love this area. I'm sorry, I'm about to talk some shit. Main road, absolute ass.
Ever since I was little, I've never remembered it being like good.
Smooth sailing.
Yeah, never. It's always either bumpy or half the street's gone.
The favorite truck feels like it's gonna fall apart driving down that thing. It's 30 years old. You know what I mean? We take care of all kind of maintenance on it, but it just destroys vehicles. It really does.
It kind of looks something out of a third world country. I was up there recently.
Oh my
for a
God!
festival,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, this is the main drag in Wheeling. How depressing is that?
Yeah.
How sad is that? And it's been like that, once again, like you just mentioned, for years and years and years and years and years. When I worked up there, I was like, I know I don't want to be on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
When I was picking out my building, I knew that I didn't want to be in the heart of Wheeling.
No.
That was a big deterrent. No parking. No parking out there. One lane. The traffic volume's good, but
ain't nobody paying attention when they're going to work.
They're trying not to hit the person in front of them because
Yeah.
traffic's all backed up. They're not
Yeah.
looking at your shop. They can't find a parking spot. He's 60 years old. He can't walk from the parking garage up there
Yeah.
to even shop. You're losing a big demographic of people that have money because you don't have no curbside parking.
Right.
That was a big factor in why I bought my building. I've got plenty of parking. You can park right by the picking the location that I'm in. I do have plenty of parking. You know,
Yeah.
let's get them in the door first and foremost.
Mhm.
You got to get them in the door,
Yeah.
and then you can, sell them something or, let them do their business at that point. But you got to get them in the door. If it's not
Mhm.
convenient,
If they have to walk 2 blocks,
oh, nobody's walking 2 blocks to come in and
just look
buy
around.
a
Yeah.
drill. They'll go to the next place.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. Just get them in the door first, because South Wheeling is perfect. I know you got quite a few spots on the side, even on the road. Something I was curious about. I forgot to write it down. I meant to ask you to write it down. Once they're in the door, like, do you have any approach that you think out, or do you just let people shop, or they come in, you see them looking at something? Do you kind of try to? I don't want to say salesman,
If you
but
need
just
any-
talk them up. If they're looking at a product, tell them some details, or anything like
I'll
that.
be totally honest with you. My camera system is first rate stuff. I see you as soon as you pull in the parking lot.
Uh huh.
I start sizing you up as soon as you pull in the parking lot. I look at what you drive.
Mm-hmm.
I watch how you get out of your vehicle.
And I feel a
I
little
look-
creeped out because I was just
I
there.
look at how you're dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I look at what you're driving. Are you in a company vehicle? Are you a blue collar? Are you an old biddy getting out of a Cadillac? I'm sizing you up before you walk in. And that lets me mentally think how I'm going to approach this individual.
Wow.
Is
Yeah.
this a hard-working blue-collar individual that could be looking for tools? And you're
Mm-hmm.
going to talk to that person differently than the old lady that just got out of the Cadillac that's there to buy a diamond ring. You're going to
Yeah.
approach each individual a little differently. And, I don't mean to say I'm judgy in regards to
Right.
how I treat you. I'm going to treat everybody as good as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But certain people like to be treated certain ways.
Right.
Some
Yeah,
of these people
yeah.
you got to really use kid gloves with.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that. Everybody thinks I'm mean, and I just got I don't know. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, everybody likes to be treated the way they like to be treated.
Yeah.
Not everybody's.
Yeah.
You're going to treat everybody good. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. That's bottom line. Until they don't treat you good. You treat everybody as good as you can, but you speak to people differently based on their demographic and what you see and how they're dressed. And I tell that to my kids all the
Mhm.
time. It's the impression that you're putting out there, how
Right.
you're going to be treated. You got
Yeah.
2 times to make that first impression. One's how you look. I don't give a shit what people say. They're going
Mhm.
to treat you how you look. And the second time is whenever you open your stupid fucking mouth. Don't say something stupid. Those are your
Yeah.
2 first impressions.
Somebody write that
Yeah.
down.
Don't mess it up. And that's just the way of the world. That's not me. And
Yeah.
that's not the way I
Yeah.
conduct my business, but that's the way people treat you, the way they
Mm-hmm.
perceive you.
Yeah.
I know. I relate to what you're saying a lot. I don't know if you do, but when we roll up to somebody's house, you pull in, you're looking at the house, the driveway, you start thinking, is this somebody that just absolutely needs to have something done, and they're looking for bottom dollar, or is this high quality product? Take your time. Everything's precise. Even if you're an eighth of an inch off, look it, scrap it, do it again. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
different.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
know your clientele. It's not to be judgmental, but you do have to make a judgment and give them what they want. I don't want to say an act, but be personable enough and honest at the same time. You know what I mean?
Always
Yeah.
honest. Always honest with people.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
100%.
That's
100%.
quality to have.
I've messed that up on a few quotes because I guess the nice way of saying I'm an asshole. I don't have a filter. And I don't mean it. Like I'll just say some dumb shit trying to make somebody laugh, and then they're like, "This fucking asshole."
They took that there.
Like, I'm not mean.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm bad
There's
about
that
it.
sale.
I've offended a couple people in the drive-thru gummies, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
sorry, honestly. But yeah.
Oh, tell him about the boss when the boss came through.
Oh, I hope Jody watches this because I still tell the story. I'm not gonna lie, my head got so big. So there's this guy. I don't know his name. He drives a little truck. Good guy, awesome. He's just like me. He likes to joke around. He'll walk in the door and be like, "Shut up." I mean, you put the middle finger up, tell him go fuck yourself. You know, how's your, you know what I mean? But he come to the drive-thru one day, and this was about the end of winter, and he's on the phone. And I'm like, bruh. And he's like, I'm sorry, it's Jody. I'm like, okay. You don't give a fuck? And he just starts, he just starts laughing. He said, grab me a 12-pack of White Claws, and I'll come back and pay for it later. I laughed in his face. Was like, fuck you, I'm giving you a fucking 12-pack of White Claw. What are you talking about? Give me $20, I can get you a 12-pack. He goes, no, man, seriously. I'm not messing with you. Jody, the owner, is on the phone. Like, he said, you know, go ahead, give it to me, and if I don't show back up, he'll come in and pay for it. I'm like, I don't believe you, dude. Like, I love you, but you're a good guy. But no. Hands me the phone. I was like, hello? He goes, this is Jody. I was like, you fuck yourself, this is Jody, dude. I'm not giving anybody anything for free. Dead silent. No, this is Jody. I own all 40-something stores.
Jesus.
Give him the 12-pack, and I will come back and pay for it later if he doesn't. I'm like, I swear to God, dude, if I get in trouble for this, I will find you. I said some dumb shit. Not, you know, I want to be like serious. But I'm like, all right, but if I get in trouble, I'm going to be pissed. And someone's getting fucking cussed out. Like, I'm going to be pissed. I can't remember exactly what I said. About 2-3 hours later, Jody comes to the store, pays for the man's White Claw with a $100 bill, and tips me change.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? That actually happened? Pays off to be a dick sometimes, I guess. I split it with the other girl working there. I don't know how often you go there. Her name's Cherry. She's a real nice person. Loud mouth. Same as me. I'll walk in the store. She'd be like, get the fuck out. I'd be like, how's your day? You know what I mean? But that, I was so surprised. $60 tip for telling the owner to go fuck itself.
You're protecting his investment.
Yeah,
You know, as a-
like,
he
yeah,
needs
I see.
well
why,
worth
but
$60.
if I had his number in my phone and he called, you know, I'd never have talked to him like that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the judgment correlation. I don't know. I swear, life. That's why I like to do the podcast too. I fully believe that everybody's life is its own movie. The random shit that happens to us on a daily basis, whether it be a shit show at work, went well, something stupid like that, the random things that happen, I'm sure you've seen crazy stuff in your shop. Yeah. And you just sit back and you're like, you can't write this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. So like, the podcast explain things like that. Eventually, I hope we make enough money to where we have just someone with a GoPro or camera following us 24/7.
That would be cool.
Like,
Did you ever have to kick anybody out?
No, they pretty much did
That's
to
good.
themselves. No,
That's honestly
I said,
surprising.
You're not allowed in here. You know, they know when they're not welcome.
Yeah.
And not let that be known.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but no, there's a deal to be had on every deal. There's a happy medium in there somewhere. We're not both going to be totally happy with the way that things went, but there's a deal in there somewhere, and you just got to find it. You gotta probe. You got to probe the questions. You got to see where they're at and what they have, and try to meet them halfway. You can't try to retire off of every deal that you make.
That's true. Yeah.
You can't retire off every lawn job that you take in. That's not the way it's done. There's a deal in there somewhere. You know, you just got to be willing to put the time in and ask the right questions and have the experience to know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
It goes a long way. And feel their side, you know, and you've got a side because you've got kids to feed and lights to keep on.
Yeah.
You know, you can convey that to them. I understand you need this, but I need this. And because, you know, this doesn't happen for free.
That's why
You know.
he just put an $8 minimum just because of that. We had a big problem.
Cheap yards and them being picky.
Right.
They're real
And
small.
it's like, I'm doing it fair. I had yards for $15 when I first started.
Yeah.
And that's like getting there for gas, and I'm doing it for free.
Yeah.
But we won't even touch that now. But
Yeah, I used to tell people, hell, bring your truck by, I'll wash it. I mean, I'm here to make money. Whatever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, whatever. It don't matter. I never did wash it. But I'm willing to go that extra mile, especially when I first started out. You know, you want to buy this hat? It's for sale. Everything's for sale. You bring your truck around, I got to make money here today.
Yeah.
You know, I
yeah.
can't keep these lights on for free.
Yeah.
So now the deals have gotten better, and I try to make it all
Mhm.
work somewhere
Yeah.
down the line.
Yeah.
Give a little more here, a little less there, and it all comes out in the wash at that point. You know, you just you gotta try to make every deal work for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you can't retire off every deal that you're making. That's not going to happen. You can't skin everybody that comes in that door, or they won't come back.
It's hand in hand reputation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true too.
Because you're going to tell him, he's going to tell
Yeah.
them, and then next thing you know, Mike's down there skinning everybody on every deal. Go to the other guy, you'll get a little more, or he'll do you a little better.
You know, we've quoted and done several jobs strictly from word of mouth.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is one of the best forms of advertisement.
In this valley,
It definitely
it'll make you or break you. In
Yeah.
this valley,
That is true. Yeah. Yeah. Around here.
we're all just three people.
Everybody says.
Yeah, the way I look at it, with our reputation, we're super nice, and I make sure all the guys are nice and everything. So if they're mad at us for whatever reason, we don't want to deal with them. Like if there's
Within
the $15 lady that $15 a yard, her yard, and she wants to complain that like we miss a spot on weed eating. It's like I can't come back. Like that's what I told her. That's what ended that. Is it was $15 every time, and I sent a guy out there, and the guy's getting paid $15 an hour, like $14.50 to go do it, and I just had her on the list, you know, because she was one of the early customers,
Right.
and
Set income.
and that's where I was doing it, and I would do it for 15 because I had this neighbor too. That was 60, same yard, you know, and she gave me the sob story, and then so the guy over here canceled, and then I told her we need to raise your price. She can't. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I can keep it at 15. And then so I sent the guys. They'd cut the yard, you know, just for about a year and a half, you know, just cutting the yard, just real easy, just do it for her. Pretty much charity work, you know. I'm paying the guys, and I might even be losing $5. Then she started getting mad. She's like, oh, well, they missed a spot here, or they missed a spot here, and I was like, I cannot come back because we are not making any money. If you want to pay a normal price, we'll absolutely make sure it's fine. And it just went back and forth, and it was just like, we can't do it no more. Because I'm not making any money, and you're not even happy with the service, so we're not going to do it anymore. But she was mad about that.
I'm sorry, agree to disagree.
Yeah, she was mad about that. She didn't like it. So, you know, that's one customer where it's like, you know, I tried, and I'm sorry that it can't be free. You know, if it was free, I'd love to do it. But
A situation like that, I'm the kind of person in a situation like that, you're not happy, I don't need you as a customer. Here's your $15.
yeah, exactly.
And you're going to have to find somebody else.
Yeah.
I just
Exactly,
give you your $15 back,
Mm-hmm.
and I apologize that you're not happy, and it's not profitable for me, and you're going to have to take this business someplace else, and that's the way I'll conduct myself.
Yeah.
And they feel like the asshole because they are.
Yeah.
You're giving them better than they deserve,
Uh-huh.
and they're still not happy and going to complain about that. And whenever you turn the table or flip the script on a customer like that and let them see, oh, maybe it's me, you know, then
Yeah.
they know they lost.
Mhm.
And you didn't lose anything. The $15.
No.
You don't need every customer.
Right.
You need the right customers.
Right.
I
100%.
always say that. I don't need every customer out there. I need the right customers. I'm trying to provide an honest, good service for somebody out there. And if they're trying to swindle me or nickel and dime me or skin me on the deal, that's not the people I want to deal with. And I won't deal with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thought in the beginning, when you're literally walking the line, you had everything on the line. Was your mindset the same? Because it took me. I've only been with Zane for 4 years at Big Bear. 4, 5. It took me two or 3 years to realize that I did not have to stress about every single transaction and job. Like, so when you first started, did you have a different mindset about that? Did you try to make everything work?
Did you try to do the little deals just to get it?
Yeah,
done?
a couple dollars.
Absolutely. Even more so then are worried and stressed about those little deals, and those little $1, they stack up to hundreds.
Yeah.
They stack up to thousands. You just got to be willing to put the time in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I worried about every aspect, angle. Is the stripes in the parking lot painted dark enough? Are they?
Uh-huh.
I remember I used to run a chalk line to make sure my stripes in the parking lot was. Now I go out there and freehand it. You can see where to park. I mean, I've got other shit to worry about now. But no, when I started out, I would actually snap a chalk line and almost get a transit out at due north. And then and make sure that chalk line was exactly straight, because every little detail, that's the face of your business. As soon as you pull in, they're looking at your lighting. They're looking at your sign out front. They're looking at your parking lot. Is there trash laying out there? Even now, I don't have trash out there. I don't have a burnout light bulb. I pay attention to the way the sign looks. If it looks dirty, I'll replace it. I'll buy a new one. That's the face of your business. Before they even walk into their shop, they're going to get an opinion of you. Just like I was sizing them up on the camera before they walked in, they're sizing me up before they walk in.
Yeah.
Does he have burned out light bulbs? Is there trash laying everywhere? Is his pop machine out of order?
Right.
You know,
Does that do good?
the pop machine?
Yeah.
By the way,
You
isn't
make
like
money
the
on that?
90s? I love that pop machine.
It's 50 cents a can. I do okay. Yeah.
Oh, because you don't see them anymore.
Yeah, literally.
The strength with that pop machine is volume. It's not that I'm making 50 cents a can. I only make 25 cents. I double my money off of every pop. Normally I do. 20 to 25 cents a can is what I make. It uses $50 worth of electric. But I'm selling.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
The
Every
electric
month,
bill.
you got to look at your overhead on that. The first $50 you make on that pop machine, and that's a lot of pops. The first $50.50 a can. Those first few cans of the month goes towards the electric bill.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you make money. You've got to buy in volume. Like when I tell my
Make sure
kids,
it's stocked every
every
couple
when they
days.
go to that machine, they better have pop in it, or else they're going to the next machine. And then if you do that long enough, they just quit coming.
Because they think it's shut down,
They think, oh well, there's probably not pop in there. Let's just ride down to the
There's
other
a
place.
lot of wanderers in South Wheeling.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's people that come with shopping bags and will buy 10, 11 pops at a time because it's 50 cents a can. It better have pop in it.
All right.
In fact, when I leave here,
Yeah.
my truck up there, the whole back of it is full of pop right now.
There you go.
Cases of pop.
There you go.
It is
awesome.
full of pop. I'm going to my shop to unload pop on my day off because still, even to this day, everything's important about my business.
Yeah.
Everything is
Yeah.
important to me. I don't normally go up there on my day off, but I figured I'm up here, I'm going to pass right by there. I'm just going to make sure, get me one step ahead of the program come tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That'll already be unloaded. The machine will be full. Let's go ahead and do that.
That's something I struggle with. And you can agree. We never prep for the morning sometimes, so we spend an hour here organizing the trucks.
Oh, no, that needs to be done before you clock
Yeah,
out.
yeah, we do that. But the other thing is, it's changed because it changes so much, and then
Yeah, that's true.
I know I can rely on you, but sometimes you're late. And it's like
I fell back asleep the
there's
other day.
been many times where I've had just
Everybody
a
makes
list,
mistakes.
and everybody is to do this. This is what we're doing. This, and then in the morning, 2 people call off, and somebody else was late. So it's like,
Or it's
There goes
raining.
the whole plan.
yeah, I gotta,
Or it's raining.
or it rains, and then we can't cut grass. So then I gotta switch all these lists because it's not always. In business school, they taught me to make sure that your biggest jobs are taken care of first, and biggest jobs are first. But and that's what I want to focus on for sure. But it's also the particular customers too. Like if this customer wants cut, every Friday, I don't want to lose her just because I'm going to push her to the side and we'll get the bigger job. So it's kind of, I got to juggle each customer by their preference. If the weekly old lady that's given, $80 a cut, it's going on, we push her back for, a week and a half, we got to get that. We push her back for 2 weeks, she's going to be pissed when I find somebody else. And that's a steady, reliable thing I can do myself. So it's kind of, when I'm doing those lists in the morning, it's big jobs, who's particular, does it really need cut, or is it an emergency or not?
That's all a juggle. Sure.
It's insane. It's a headache. So that's why I gotta wait to see where my guys are, and then then we can part from there. But yeah, I do understand what you're saying about getting ready at the night before.
Even when they group together, though, when you were explaining that, Betty Zane, I used to run the business phone too. And answering people's phone calls,
Oh, that's a whole nother.
Well, it plays into that fact because then they call and then you're scrambling because they're pissed. So I went and did these quotes. If it was 2 houses on a lane, I ended up landing 5 houses in a row and grouped it together.
Beautiful.
There was one lady, her mother lived next door. Her mother had dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that. So I gave it a huge bulk price. It was like, if you did singly, it was about a $250 discount. You know what I mean? And I said I talked to everybody. They were all close. Everybody there lived on the lane. You know, they all knew each other, talked, sat on the porch together. This one lady, her and her mother had nothing to do with it. She pretty much stayed inside and yelled about her dog with no legs. Sorry. She would call every time about just anything.
Complaining.
And then if it was, so we agreed on a 10 to 14 day cycle.
Everybody on the lane agreed to that.
Yeah. When we get there between 10 and 14 days, give or take a day or two, which I tell everybody, that's when we get there and we'll do all 5 houses. It would get to the 9th day, she would call. Are you coming tomorrow? I have it scheduled. As long as I can, I will. If we didn't go that day, 10th, 11th day, calls all day. And then she would call about the littlest things. I can't even explain.
Like missing a spot in weed eating, and then
not even like a patch, just like maybe there's a couple blades of grass on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, she'd like call us back out to Clearview to blow off the side, like a little bit of the sidewalk. And then what happened with that was it was getting to where the particular customer was getting it, weekly on the dot, and the other lanes like we don't want it.
Which
now.
is $30 in gas every time you're up there.
So we don't want it now. So then we're making 2 trips a week up to the same spot. And it's just like, we need to do it all at once, or we can't do it.
So the route factor also.
Yeah, that was it. And then it just...
There's a lot of variables in keeping a schedule.
And then one of those 5 didn't want to cut ever once a month.
Yeah.
She changed it to once a month, and then when we came at the month, she's like, you let it grow too long, and we're like, we were here 4 times
and you say
in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, and we're nogging and calling, she's not answering, and it's like, we had trouble collecting payment too, so it just turned into too much, and so it was a nice paying job, but the stress for it was like, just find somebody else. So we got rid of that one.
You need a hay baler after 4 weeks of not being cut.
A brush hog, yeah, something like that.
That's another variable to it in the lawn care business.
And no one understands that either.
We offer that, but it'll be more. If you want a bag, we offer that. Depending on the size of the yard, it's $10 to $30 more.
Absolutely.
For one, if we can dump it on your property somewhere. For 2, if we got to haul it away. That also affects it. And then they're like, oh no, and then you'll get a phone call. 2 cuts in, 3 cuts in. Well, I got dead grass all over my yard. Well, you only want it every 14 days. It rained and then was 80 degrees outside. The grass shot up.
It's going to.
I honored our agreement. I'm sorry. If you want us to bag it next time, $35 extra.
Yeah.
We'll haul it away.
You have to. It's business.
It goes back to that happy medium, to where if they're loyal customers, they really don't complain too much. All right, we do it this time, but next time, if you want it, $30. It's the give and take thing you were touching on earlier. You know what I mean? It's in every trade, every aspect of business, no matter what store you run, whether it's gas station, pawn shop, whether you're cutting grass or building fences and porches. It's a hard, unknown variables are hard to predict, and that's why not everybody can run a business and handle the stress. Which is with your 2 kids too, especially in the back. That's a tough road.
It can be a handful of times.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing someone ever brought in.
Yeah, that's
like what's the weirdest thing?
Weird as in
like where did you get this, or what is this? I don't even know what this is.
I've run across that with tools, but probably the strangest thing that anybody ever wanted to pawn, I shit you not, was their prosthetic leg.
Nice.
Not what I thought, but okay.
And he's like, look, man, you know I need it.
I
He's
got
like, I'm on my last leg here. I'm
Oh.
like, I
Tell me you lost it, because I could not keep my cool.
I'm
I
like,
could-
well, I think there's a market for it. He's like, yeah, but you know, I'm coming back after it. I need it. I paid thousands of dollars. I know.
Uh-huh.
Prosthetic legs are probably not cheap.
Nah.
Arms, legs, whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, but I look at everything. If you walk out of here and get hit by a bus and killed, what the hell am I going to do with a prosthetic leg?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gone. I'm stuck with a leg.
The unseen variable.
There's, life happens.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Yeah.
He's down and out. He's trying to pawn his leg.
He's on his last leg.
Yeah. and
I did not expect that one, dude. I'll be right back.
I couldn't take it. Long
Yeah.
story short, I
Oh,
couldn't-
you turned him down.
I had to.
Yeah.
It's business. It's not because my heart didn't go out to the man.
Uh-huh.
But you're gonna have to do me better. I can't. There's absolutely nothing I can do
Yeah.
with a
You,
prosthetic leg.
Mm.
You got to put your emotions whenever you walk in the door. You got to leave those emotions on the sidewalk.
yeah.
You walk in there, it's business.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry that you're going through a divorce or you need to pawn your prosthetic leg. Whatever. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's
Mhm.
got a different story why
That's
they
true.
need money.
That's true. Yeah.
But me as the owner, I try not to get my emotions wrapped up in there. It helps that I'm a really big asshole in normal life,
Mhm.
so I have no emotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
No
know,
pity.
It's about business. I want to go the extra mile for you, but I'm not going to let you win on my heart to get that extra mile.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry.
It's got to be in the numbers even at that rate.
Yeah.
If it's not in the numbers, I mean, thank yous and appreciation doesn't pay the gas bill. It doesn't pay the
Nah.
electric bill. Thank
Nah.
yous don't pay the electric bill.
Mm-hmm.
The money does. It's
Yeah.
got and it's about money. It's a business.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help everybody that comes in. That's what I'm there for, to provide you a service that helps you and it keeps my lights on and keeps my kids fed also.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you had any any other clerks or anybody help you out besides? I know you mentioned your kids.
No,
But-
just my kids.
Just you and your kids.
Just me and my kids.
Wow.
And once again, my kids, God love them, but that's not their dream.
Yeah.
That's not what
Yeah.
they want to do.
Mm.
I give them the shop.
Well, that's
When
got to
I'm
be
ready to
exhausting
retire.
too. Every day for what, 8 years now, or well, total.
6 days a week.
Yeah.
6 days a week.
That's got to wear on you.
It can. Once you clock out, once I clock out, I try to, not put my mind back at the shop.
Yeah.
Put it in the rear view and know when I walked out of there, I did the best I could do for the day. I did the best I could for everybody that come in there.
Yeah.
I tried to make
Yeah.
everybody happy. There's nothing I can do after 5 o'clock. It's closed.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
nothing I can do to make it any better of that day's business.
Uh,
Come back in tomorrow. If you think you can do better, come back in tomorrow with that fire inside of you and do better. Do more
Mhm.
tomorrow. But it's 5 o'clock, Mike. You need to go home.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a second part to Mike, and you need to enjoy that too. Try to.
That's true too, because you
Yeah.
can devote your whole life, but you still gotta have some personal time.
You have to. You
Yeah.
have to distance yourself a little bit. Not entirely. You can't never do that as a business owner. You
Mhm.
can't never completely distance yourself from your business.
He knows I have a hard time with that. We'll have a bad day, and I'll just sit here and bitch and bitch.
Right,
And just sit here and I'll just be so
Nope
mad.
about it.
Yeah, I get so frustrated because it's just all in your head how to work it out. How do you separate yourself now? When you leave, like, do you have, some music, or you call your wife, your kids?
Yeah.
like,
Hobbies or anything.
yeah, like when you leave, how do you separate yourself from the business aspect of your life?
I listen to a lot of podcasts myself.
Oh yeah.
I do. I listen
Yeah.
to a lot of podcasts, more so than music ever.
Nice.
Who do you listen to?
You name it. You name it.
Ah.
Ben Shapiro. I'll listen
Oh,
to
he's hilarious.
NASCAR podcasts. I'll listen to Kevin Samuels. I'll listen to just anything out there. I'll listen to podcasts about music, about upcoming hits. like that new Oliver Anthony. I don't know if you heard that song, but I listen to podcasts about.
Is that the one where he's in the woods playing
Yes.
the redneck
Yeah, that's it.
rich man north of Richmond?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just
That's
listened
all over the
on
internet.
the way
right now.
here. I just listened to a podcast about that song, people critiquing it and
Mhm.
how it's doing so well. I mean, just anything about current events or
Yeah.
not never about pawn shops.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing to remind you of the day.
No, I just clocked out. I want somebody to take me into their ballpark and put me in their space and out of mine.
Alright.
That's
You
the
know.
beauty of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be informed about other things. I know what's going on with my place.
Mm.
And I'll listen to just a litany of different podcasts about anything.
That's
Yeah.
why I pretty much follow Joe Rogan, because he just has such a variety. You never know. You know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
his criteria is just, if I find it interesting, come in and tell me. There's a lot of theorists on there, politicians. The guy that swam across, what was that? It was something ridiculous. He swam for like 120 miles or something. It was ridiculous. I can't remember his name. I'm about to look it up.
And I do have a camp. I got about 6 acres in the middle of the woods with no internet, no cell phone
Oh
service.
yeah, that's
Um,
gotta be nice.
I put my heart and soul into that, and it's really nice to go out there. You get one radio station, and that's it. That's the only source of media you get is one radio
That's
station.
good.
It's country, and my kids are like, "Dad, why do you like to go out there?"
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's bothering me. Nobody's
Yeah,
asking me to
peace.
pay their rent. Nobody's asking me for $20 to go get hamburger.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to help everybody, but my mind needs a break where I need to do a mental reset also.
Yeah.
I get that by sitting by the campfire, having some cold beers, just me and the dog.
Yeah.
Just me and the dog.
Mm-hmm.
My kids don't even have to be there, but that's a good mental reset. I go there three or four times a month, and
Oh yeah, that I've always wanted something like that.
that's a mental reset there where my heart truly is on my free time is at my
Yeah.
camp.
That's
And
good.
there's nothing there. I'll be honest with you.
Mhm.
I got 6 acres in the country. It's out in Amish country in Ohio.
Mhm.
I'm surrounded by Amish people, and they don't bother anybody. They're real nice.
Yeah.
And that's my mental reset most of the time is to go there.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. The disconnection's wonderful. I actually went about 3 months without a phone and finally broke down and bought one because everybody was getting mad at me.
Well,
They couldn't get a hold of
for
me.
business, it's a must-have. On your free time, it's nice to cut that cord, go out there and do your own thing, do your country thing or whatever you're into.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can shoot guns or throw water balloons. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So what about I think we touched on it, but like other businesses or like other inventions or anything else, like do you like pawn stars? Have you
Right.
ever thought of like doing anything like that?
It takes a lot to get that big. I mean, it takes more help than what I've got to get that big.
Yeah.
I would love for my shop to be, as big as a gymnasium where I could have side by sides and boats and fur coats and
Mhm.
collectible sneakers and stuff. Right now, there's a crowd for that. There's customers for that. I
Mhm.
just don't have the real estate to provide that.
It's yeah.
That's the only thing
We're-
holding me back
Just
where I'm at now.
because you don't have the real estate doesn't mean you still can't. Interesting things that happen in the store. I'm sure there's moments where you just can't stop laughing or something. If you catch it on film, you can do what we're doing right now. Like I wish we could film our day-to-day life.
That's
just
the
for
hard
that.
part too.
That's
Is
what I'm
like
saying.
I can only imagine how they do it with pawn stars because
You
I
know,
mean
they're
that's
filming
not
all
every
day, every
second.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, all day.
You know,
every day.
there's
well, it's
gotta
probably
be
staged now. They're that big, but
some downtime, but having like we wanted to do with Big Bear because there's always stuff with Big Bear going on, but like getting somebody to come film you, even during the doll parts, like they either got to be like
and then going through
working for
footage.
free or it's not worth it. You can't pay another guy $15 an hour just standing with a camera. It costs too much.
Right now it would be worth it, but it's Big Bear's background getting the funds to do something like that.
Yeah, I definitely would like to do that. But no other businesses?
I'm looking towards retirement in a different business, but it won't be pawnbroking.
Oh, yeah?
What do you have in mind?
You're gonna think this is so dumb. Everybody is like, what?
Oh no, let's hear it.
He's selling like, there's organic child's toys or something like that. No, I'm just kidding.
Close. I want to buy an ice cream truck and go make little kids happy.
Oh, that's
That is
great.
something that doesn't
Yeah.
exist anymore. What do you mean?
That
Dumb?
is
That's
true.
awesome.
I want to buy an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
We used to.
That's my retirement goal.
There you go.
He just brought back years, dude. We used to have one here every day.
Right. You don't see them anymore.
Nah.
There is a market now.
I want to drive
sure
around
there is.
these neighborhoods and see little kids smile. You know, I've seen my kids, and I remember as a child, the ice cream truck, you knew that song, you knew what it was.
Yeah,
you know.
We hear it down there, start sprinting.
Who's not happy to see the ice cream truck driver?
Yeah.
You know?
When we were young, there was kids riding bikes all over this hill. Rarely see kids playing outside anymore, which makes me sad.
They hear that jingle music.
Take it to the parks and stuff. Yeah.
I just, you know, you're solving everybody's problem. I'm trying to help everybody solve their problems. 6 days a week now.
Yeah.
If I could just bring joy to people's life and not worry about their problems for a couple of minutes while they're eating an ice cream cone,
Yeah.
you know, that would make me happy, personally.
Yeah.
And people's like, what the hell's wrong with you? You don't want to buy a race car? You don't want to go do this or that? No. I don't want a hot air balloon.
No.
I want to make people happy.
That's
Nice.
I've said that for years. When I wake up, if I made somebody laugh, smile, I'm good. I don't care what
There you
happened.
go.
Yeah.
It still might stress me out here and there, but someone smiles at something stupid I said, good. That's it. I had a good day. Wake up, another one's coming tomorrow.
God providing.
That's one thing I don't think. That's one thing I haven't. I didn't like think about, and I'm sure not a lot of people have thought about. Like being the pawn shop owner is like. There's people like coming to you that like really do need the money, that
Absolutely.
are hungry and like maybe homeless, and and just the mental strain on that. Dealing with people that like the prosthetic leg guy. He probably did need the money, but there's nothing you can do about that. And that's got to be mentally wearing.
It does. It does.
That-
It has
that-
a mental drain on you because you want to help everybody.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm not, heartless.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that comes in, you want to help them, and they're hungry, and they have 2 kids with them, and they've got something that you totally normally would never take.
Yeah.
At that point,
Yeah.
it's almost like if I can break even, I'm taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't make anything off of it.
Yeah.
It gives them $20. They're going to do what they need to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm okay breaking even. Breaking even in business is sometimes the best you're ever going to do. That's the best you'll do sometimes is just
Yeah.
breaking even.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever have situations where someone comes in acting that desperate, but you know they don't need the money for what they're saying they need it for?
Sure, you got to use your best judgment.
Mm-hmm.
You got to use your best judgment. And then you look at them, they've got their nails done, they got a $1,000 cell phone, they're getting out of a Cadillac.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
mean, you got to get your priorities right.
Right.
It's differently if you're climbing out of a beater with a heater, your sneakers are blowed out. You can tell.
Yeah.
You're making some bad life choices here. You don't need that $1,000 cell phone. You don't need the Cadillac, the Louis Vuitton bag. Your nails are on point. Your eyebrows are on fleek.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got your shit mixed up. That's why you're broke. It's
Yeah.
not because of the economy we're in.
Mhm.
It's because your poor financial decisions you made before you walked through my door. It's not my fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, you're not a victim of society at that point. You're a victim of your own demise.
You're talking about cosmetic thing. Honestly, like, not to be dark, I was thinking, like, drugs. Like, people come in, and they do have the beater with a heater and the blow, but they're, obviously just out there. Does that happen a lot?
What's your question?
Like, people that you know.
Crackheads.
Yeah.
That I think are on drugs?
Yeah.
I lowball you. That's not what I'm there for. You come in ate up with scabs. You come in, you're whacked out.
Yeah.
I'm lowballing the shit out of you. Once again, I don't need every customer. I need the right customers.
So
That's what I was thinking when you said the weirdest.
So you
I thought
just
it'd be something
lowball
like
because you
that.
don't want them
Right.
in there.
That's
pretty
not the
much.
customers that my good customers want to see in there.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
My good paying customers, my repeat customers, the people that know that I can count on them and they can count on me. That's not the kind of people that I choose to do business with. You
Yeah.
might as well not come in if if you're all whacked out, scabbed up with a backpack
Yeah.
deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there for that. I'm not going to help you.
Yeah.
I
That's
will
we cut a Dollar General and there was was that Powhatan? I don't know if you were there, but there was needles everywhere.
Right.
In the grass and on the
Yeah, I
sidewalk.
was there for that.
I mean, like 30 needles in the grass every time I look down, and I don't want to pick them up. And
No.
then you hit them with a weed eater, and you got glass and blood squirting everywhere, and it's just like I told him I dropped that contract too. I said I'd have to pay my guys $45 an hour to go out there and pick up all your needles.
Well, the Family
don't wanna
Dollar
be-
was like that the first time we did it too. Well, not that
I
bad,
don't wanna
but there was
be-
3 or 4 we picked up the first time I cleaned it up.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Family Dollar in South.
Oh, it was
across
like
from
that.
the post
Yeah, it
office.
was
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, right down the
We
10 blocks up from you.
it's not that bad anymore.
Yeah.
But that one in Ohio was
Terrible.
that was
That's not the right customer.
mm-mm.
You don't need all the customers.
No.
Well, it's not
that's
Family
100%.
Dollar's fault, or I'm sorry, what was it?
I think that one was a Dollar General, yeah.
It's not.
But
Dollar
yeah,
General,
you're
it's
right.
fault,
You
but
don't
it's
need all of them.
the
And I
area.
learned. I had to learn that. I didn't learn that till my probably my third year, because I was so hungry for the money and just
Right.
if I can make $15 here, I'll do that. I'm not busy, But now I'm trying to settle down and become. I'd like the business to, be so fine tuned that anybody I send out, they're just as good as me.
Absolutely.
And Nathan's pretty much there. He's pretty good. He can do it all. And
I just
it's hard he's my best friend though, and that's where it's like finding anybody else to do it is a shot in the dark almost, because the reason he cares so much, it isn't because of what he's getting paid, or it isn't because he loves to cut grass, or he loves building walls, or he loves even talking to people. It's because, he's my best friend. He's like a brother pretty much. So that's why he cares so much, and that's
family
why
business means
yeah, that's
my
why
business too.
it's so nice having his help, because without him, I definitely
I'm not saying I'm innocent. I have fucked up and no call, no show a couple times in 5-6 years.
My kids do.
yeah. But when shit hits the fan, he's there, and that's really just having somebody there to help you. And I think that's so remarkable that like pretty much it's you for the pawn shop. It's you. You got you to rely on, and that's it. At the end of the day, and you said that at the beginning of the podcast. You got to rely on yourself, because no one else is going to be as invested in it. No one else is going to be as invested into your business as you are.
That's fact. They might care. They might want to help you. They might want to see you do good. Your parents love you.
Mm-hmm.
I have to contest to this. I've been more invested in Big Bear at times than you.
I've thought about quitting. Yeah, that's another question I want to ask you. Have you ever thought about quitting? Just closing it up and just going back to, another pawn shop or getting a Walmart job, or have you ever thought of that?
I don't know any other skill other than be a pawnbroker. I've done it so long. I have no transferable skills
Yeah.
to say, oh, I can go do HVAC now.
Well,
I just want to do that. I don't have a transferable skill.
I thought you were an electrician for a
I'm
while.
an electrician. Worked for the electric company doing electric repair pole work.
Okay.
And that, you could teach a monkey how to do that if you had enough bananas. It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard. But I have no transferable skills other than I can work hard.
Yeah.
I can go out and dig a ditch.
Honestly, in this day and age, dude.
That's a skill now, too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even want to do it.
Very
Right.
strong,
Right.
desired trait right
I
there.
get a lot of contractors on the weekly that want to know if I know anybody they can hire to do work or to come work for them. And I know a lot of people that want a job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot of people that's willing to go out and bust ass and put in a hard day's work every day.
That's pretty much, that's our cat.
Yeah, mascot.
All kinds of people out there say they want a job.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't get the
Nah.
job done.
Or I'm hoping to get a job, or can I work, it's...
He yells at me for this all the time because I'll tell somebody they can work for the day, and at the end of the day, they'll ask for a little bit of cash, never come back.
Right.
And I'd pull it out of the account, and give them $40. I'll see you tomorrow at 9.
That's why I do 2 weeks.
I
I like to wait. Because a lot of people just want that first paycheck and then they're gone.
Right.
So,
Work till noon. Work till lunch, and they're out of here.
yeah, get their
Yeah.
$20 and then they're out.
That happened to me too. Okay, I don't want to say any names. We're still recording. Little 21, 22-year-old guy. I was still working at Gumby's every Sunday before season picked up. he came over and asked me and said he's seen the mowers, whatever. You know, what do you do? And we cut grass and landscaping, just about everything. Outdoors. He worked for a couple days. We were installing edging. Like this stuff here, actually.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah, we're installing that. Well, I left to get more material or do a quote, something. Come back, he's gone, and my edging's cracked 2 feet from the end.
He ran away.
He broke it and started walking home. Didn't call, didn't do nothing. Well, I think he texted you.
Oh, yeah, he texted me and he said, I'm sorry, I can't work here. I broke this and I can't fix it. And then didn't hear from him again.
I was screaming in the truck just to myself. Like, I was so mad. Because, like, that's the respectable aspect of, if I'd have showed back up and he would just been sitting there or finding something else to do, organize, you know, bring some rock up towards, you know, get it started anyway, yeah, I'd have been upset. I'd been like, what are you thinking? But at the end of the day, it's, all right, you owned up to it. This is how you fix it.
Absolutely.
Nobody sticks around to learn from their mistakes anymore.
Yeah,
It's
they just get scared and leave.
which I'm guilty of before too. Yeah, I know everybody's pissed at me, so I just stay away for a while. You know what I mean? I understand it, but come on, man. You're on a job. You want to learn how to do it.
You gotta make a mistake every now. You're going to. You're going to. Like I've told my kids, they've come to me and been like, "Dad, I just broke this."
Yeah.
I've been like, it happens. I know it happens. Even if you're selling ice cream cones, you're going to drop one every once in a while. You're going to lose money. It's not always going to be perfect.
Yeah.
You're not always going to make money off of everything. Life happens. You know, you didn't see it. You stepped on it. You broke that. Now we got to buy him a new one. Watch your step. Okay, now that's, you know, we lost money on that deal, but you learned. You're not, you know, life happens. Like
Which
you
if they
said,
stick around is worth just as much.
Yeah.
we're going to make that tenfold. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know,
In the
Just be a
moment,
little
it
more
might
careful.
not seem like it, but yeah.
just be a little more careful. Like I said, you're going to drop an ice cream cone every now and then.
Mm.
Just being in a hurry or you know, the not right consistency, whatever it would be.
So maybe here in the winter, we could shoot that scene.
Absolutely.
we,
Absolutely.
we can talk about it more later too and stuff, but we'll wrap it up because I think it's been an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes or something like that. So that could be pretty good for now.
That's good.
Outro?
Yeah.
The woof?
Thanks for watching, and this is Mike.
You just made it weird. You just made me
Mike,
Copperhead Keith in the house.
Copperhead Keith, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me. I'll come back anytime if you ever need to hear more.
Yeah, that's what I was
Sounds good.
thinking.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we could have you back, you know.
Even just bullshitting about what happened in a week every once in a while. And
Yeah.
if you know anybody, you know, that has something to say, almost anything, just let us know. Make an introduction, go out to lunch or something, and then have one.
Absolutely.
All four of us, five, it don't matter. Well, I mean, I think five's limited here.
Five's probably the limit.
I think we just scratched the surface on this, but sure, this is just a different
Yeah.
sphere of the
Yeah.
brand industry. There's so much more.
Yeah.
It's such a big can of worms.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, we
I
definitely
appreciate
love
you
to
having me.
have you back.
No
Yeah.
Love the studio.
I knew it was going to be a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a good idea.
Do you like aliens?
Not partial to them, but
There's a guy who used to be a client of ours, and he's
100%.
help me out here.
100% solely invested about aliens.
right.
Like, he knows that they exist and they're all in the government. Everybody's a clone.
Dracos,
Oh,
Galaxian starships.
Oh, yeah, he knows the different
Shift
species.
shapers
Yeah,
and-
and everything. And he just goes on and on. And,
Shapeshifters.
And
I'm like-
there's like 6 different species
and we're
that
trying
are
to cut
infiltrating
grass.
the
He's
government.
telling us all this, and we're like, okay.
That's a whole podcast there in its own. For
Oh,
sure.
he's an interesting character.
I definitely I'm gonna get him down here sometime, but
Well, let me know when this is going to air. That's going to be
yeah,
great.
yeah. Oh, it'll air here soon, but probably by the end of the week, I'd say. We got a couple more. We got some episodes we did, and we're gonna add this, and yeah, we'll let you know.
That's
I'll give you a
fantastic.
call.
I think we should archive 2 or 3 That way,
Oh,
that we
yeah.
can
Well, we
like
got a
release
bunch of 'em.
weekly.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
We got a bunch of them from previous, and that we got to release too. It's just it's hard when you're cutting grass till 7 p.m. because I got to go in there and edit it out.
This man sits at the computer for I've seen 8 to 10 hours without break before.
Oh, sure.
It's nuts.
To like get it done. And the computer, this will take. Once you take the file in to process it for YouTube, to move it into that MP4 file, that takes about an hour just to get it before I can even look at it, and then you got to upload to YouTube's another 2-3 hours, and it just takes time. And I don't really like computer work. I wish I had somebody that could do it for me, but I'll do it,
Till we can afford it.
till we can get somebody that can and pay him. But we'll get it on there as soon as possible. Let you
Well,
know.
hopefully I can help you with that. And whenever you're ready to shoot that movie, let me know.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely. We'll get you on there.
Thank you for coming by.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And actually,
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
if you need anything else, let me know.
On
Will
a
do.
personal note, my dickhead boss is about to pay me. So if you're going to the shop,